experts, discuss our ideas and place them into piles, such as the good ideas pile, the ideas pile, and the bad ideas pile. So now, let's see who's here. From the front to the back, and mostly in the back, we got Kate.
I prefer to be from the window to the wall, but I'll take it.
From the side slippity slide, we got Alex.
I feel like I can't get my bearings with an intro like that.
And then bone. Tell me what you're gonna do. It's me, Ajax.
I thought you were
Hi.
going to say, wayo.
Wayo.
Boom, boom, boom. I hear say, wayo.
Wayo. So, Alex, what are we talking about today?
Now, today, what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to follow up from last week and recap our worst ideas of season 1.
Woo.
I'm concerned about this episode because in the first episode of season 2, it was kind of like, oh, we all like each other. These are some great ideas we each had. Way to go, us. And now it's going to be like, these are the stupidest, worst ideas. And like all that positivity that we had is likely to just crumble. And this could possibly be our last episode. So
this is going to end our preemptively end our friendship.
It was nice while it lasted. I mean,
yeah.
Got it.
Okay, then. So, Kate, what are your worst ideas for us today?
So this was a hard one for me this week because I'm going to start with Alex because
Surprise.
it was really difficult because I do find a lot of his ideas to be bad, but not for what some of our listeners would consider bad ideas. A lot of his ideas I judge off of my own preconceived
Misconceptions?
not misconceptions, but
Incorrections?
my own personal take on it. So, for example, I had a lot of bad ideas pilings for a lot of your ideas that just dealt with like cooking food. Just because I hate cooking food doesn't make it really a bad idea and like the bigger sense of the word. No. But to me personally, it's a bad idea because of food. So I broke down my bad ideas for Alex on things that I really, truly, and utterly believe are bad ideas for like across the board for anyone who's listening.
So these are the worst of the worst.
These are bad ideas, and I've broken it down into categories because
Into categories?
because there's just too many. So I had to like break it down. The first category, anything to do with electricity as a deterrent. You had a few. Some of my favorites were my favorite electricity-based deterrent ideas that you had was the electric shock collar from our home gym episode. I just thought that was a bad idea all around. I didn't see much in the way of benefit. Then you had the electric shock sleep monitor system for movie theaters episode. Once again, did not like that idea. Thought that was a bad idea. And then
the gooch tickler, on the other hand.
the gooch tickler, great idea.
As we
discussed in the previous episode, great idea.
It was the dark horse. It was the dark horse.
Great idea. But the last electricity-based bad idea wasn't entirely based on the idea. It was just like a little bit touched on it. And that was our holiday traditions episode, in which you had a kidnapping scenario where one of the features was, you bring a family closer together because nothing brings closeness like watching dad get his testicles shocked by a car battery. So that rounds out the electricity-based bad ideas category.
I'm sorry. If I had a family, I would hope they would want to see me get my testicles electrocuted to bring the family together. Yeah. And they say, I believe it was a movie quote, that every time testes get electrocuted, an angel gets his wings.
It's for a good cause.
Exactly.
So that rounds out my electrical-based bad ideas. The next category I have is food related. And as I discussed at the top of this, there's some ideas that Alex had that were food based that aren't really bad ideas. They just, I didn't like them because I don't like to cook. These are not those ideas. So for this subcategory, there's 3 bad ideas, 2 from the same episode of Self Care, which was the hot chocolate foot spa, which by itself wasn't disgusting until you recommended that you could drink the hot chocolate as you were getting the foot bath. And
That was definitely on one of my bad ideas list for you too. Was
yeah, no,
the hot chocolate foot spa, man.
that was gross in so many ways.
What was I supposed to do? I mean, you can't exactly replace it with something else. What am I supposed to put in there? Gravy? Like, no one's gonna dip a cup in there and drink a cup full of gravy. Hot chocolate makes the most sense.
Why do you have to drink from the spa? That's what I don't understand.
Why do you want to waste food like that? You should be eating it.
It was the disgusting idea. That's why it went in the bad ideas pile. Speaking of disgusting ideas, your mac and cheese bag, which Ajax put in her best of pile. I found that so disgusting. I've only been slightly nauseous on this podcast twice. That was one of the times when you were describing this mac and cheese bag.
I'm all about it. I'll take mac and cheese bag.
I just thinking of my tub right now and filling it with mac and cheese. It's making me nauseous. So that was from the self-care episode. Your other food-based product that I thought was such a bad idea comes from the aptly named Emotional Support Meat Doll episode. And your meat doll. That was the second time I was literally nauseous as you were describing putting together a meat doll. And your last idea that I'm going to put into the best of the bad ideas was from our frugality episode. And that was when you recommended to our listeners to steal. So any kind of ideas that blatantly break the law, I am going to put in a bad ideas pile.
You are so compliant.
It's like if we have a divorce episode, it would be like, oh, how to make divorces easier. Alex is going to be like, oh, you just hire someone to murder your partner.
Stop stealing my ideas.
It's less paperwork.
Less paperwork.
So that was the worst of the worst ideas from Alex that I've put together. That I had to create separate categories because there's just too many in one.
Too much good stuff right there.
Exactly. It's too much good stuff.
Speaking of bad ideas and categories, Ajax has a similar food category.
Nice.
From one of our Halloween episodes, her one suggestion was a candy catapult. And I put this in the bad ideas pile just for safety purposes. Yeah, I just thought that was a bad idea, even though I had an idea that week that was a slingshot, which is a smaller version of that bad idea. Another food-based one that you had was from our Super Bowl episode with the nacho cheese football, where if you threw a spiral, the cheese would come out accordingly. But if you didn't throw a spiral, who knows where the cheese would go? So I thought that was a bad idea.
Training tool.
And then to round out the last of the food-based bad ideas was from our movie theater episode, the butter tube.
No, come on!
I thought that was, it's disgusting to think about. Like, how do you clean the butter tube? There's going to be butter everywhere.
Butter everywhere. It's so
bad
good.
idea.
You besmirch the butter tube?
I besmirch.
How dare you?
It's.
I stand by that.
You'll be in a butter tube free zone in my movie theater.
No. She doesn't deserve to be in your movie theater if she can't appreciate If she can't appreciate a good butter tube, she doesn't deserve to be
Help with
at
the
the
gooch
movies.
tickles. It's okay.
You got a gooch tickler, you got a butter tube. What else can you ask for besides a good movie? I mean,
How
really,
about not having butter all
think of all the lubrication for the gooch tickling.
I'm just thinking of like all the buildup of like the hardened old butter in a tube. Like do you
Self-cleaning. You just
It's-
put it
Yeah,
in.
no,
the
how
you-
is it
butter
self-cleaning?
tube.
At the end of the day, you push some air through with an air compressor, and to eject all the butter out the other end to clean it out at the end of the night, and then you put some water through, clean it out. There's ways
You
here.
have to do USDA compliance.
Yeah, this is
Disgusting.
you are thinking not. You're disgusting.
Disgusting.
No,
Face.
you're disgusting. You just don't realize good ideas. That's the problem.
Yeah, I am the wet blanket of this podcast. I understand. And my last bad idea for Ajax was from our Halloween costume idea. And it was the one-man band. Because I can only imagine the type of ruckus and how cumbersome and how hot that costume had to be. So, one-man band.
No, if it's one man band,
You said this was a bad idea during the podcast episode.
Oh man, you changed your mind? Nice.
I might have said idea
No.
going towards bad, but still.
I don't know why
Fine.
you're jumping to defend Ajax, so.
I don't know.
She's her own
The
woman.
one-man band.
This is why we're going to
It's the
break up at the
idea.
end of this.
You'll find out later, Kate. Don't worry.
Oh, geez. I'm afraid to ask. I love you both, but I swear to God. But those are all of the bad ideas.
I
Like
thought it was just the food
worst-
category. Didn't I
of
have
the
more
food-
categories?
No.
No, that was it. Just
No.
you had the one category for food, and then just the one-man band.
Oh. All right. Well,
So-
then I just won't wear it around you.
Which, when I was going back, at first I thought the butter tube was Alex's. And I was like, wow, this is really uneven. Like, I'm really hating on Alex. And then I was like, oh no, this is Ajax. Great.
Butter
Those-
tube.
But those are all my bad ideas.
Thanks, Kate.
The best of the worst.
The best of the worst.
Mhm.
My turn.
Hit us with your bad ideas.
So for my worst of, so you did Alex first, so I'll do you first, Kate.
Okay.
All right. So for your first of the bad ideas or the worst of the bad ideas pile is your friend's pre-screening dating app from the dating ideas episode. I just felt like it was a lot of work.
It would be a lot of work for you. That's why.
It's a lot of work because you're gonna be like all these guys just they're signing on up, and then I gotta be like, I gotta go through this one, and then
'Cause
this
you
one. Oh my
know-
god, who is this guy?
Because I have guys lining up around
Lining
the block
up!
trying to date
There's so
me.
many of them. Like I'm gonna have to put aside like 5 hours to go through all the guys.
You have to stop your real job and just focus on my dating life.
Exactly. I can't put what I want to put into it. It's just gonna take a lot of time. So that's the first worst. The second worst is sexy Quasimodo with a third boob on the back. I mean, from the Halloween costumes
Didn't you
episode.
give that a good idea?
I probably did, but when you're going through your list and you're reading all the ideas again, sometimes you can change your mind.
It had a third boob.
It was on the back though.
Oh my god. I feel like this is a completely different Ajax that I know.
Totally me. This is new me.
Oh my god, what happened to you? The new year has changed you.
This is new year, new me.
New 2021 Ajax.
New
She's critical.
Yeah,
of
I
things.
mean,
Season 2, watch out. Ajax is a totally different girl.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm,
so
Totally
different.
bitch.
And then for their third and final worst idea is the professional naming company without the name.
I still haven't come up with a name for that, by the way.
That's just a straight up bad.
I think
Like,
I'm
that's
just going to
just
call it the
plain-
professional naming company, because when you originally thought it was the professional naming company, it was
That's
like
what
a
I
good
thought it was
idea.
called. I was like, that's a good name for the professional naming company.
All right,
but-
here and now, I will declare the name of that company the professional naming company.
Could have been Names Are Us. It could have just had a name, but yeah.
Professional
So,
naming company. So it would be the PNC, like the bank.
ooh,
No.
I think the professional
No.
naming company should think about
You
that.
You should call it UPN, just unnamed professional naming. UPN.
We're here to name you, but not ourselves.
No.
We're not selfish like that. We're thinking of your name, not ours.
Exactly. And those are my pilings for Kate's worst.
Thank you.
Alex's worst. So for the first of your worst ideas, I'm going to say I didn't put them in the categories. I had some, but I'm doing my top 3 right now. So my first of the top 3 is the cardboard snuggler in the movie theater episode. I can't snuggle cardboard even if it is shaped like Matt Damon.
You got to try harder.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a poor excuse.
I don't want paper
really
cuts.
dedicated to the cuddle, you would find a way.
No,
Once
I'm not
you get
dedicated.
See,
I
the
like
problem
warm bodies. I don't like cardboard bodies.
Once you like start sweating because you're getting nervous being not around the cutout, start making out with it, it gets moistened. And then
with paper cuts?
No, it gets
with
moistened.
Paper cuts on your mouth?
The edges.
No, thank you.
Do you kiss the side of your the person, like unless you're making out with the ear?
Because that's the closest piece.
I'm expecting that there's a hole in the mouth.
So your tongue goes through?
So you can tongue it.
It is cardboard, so you can cut a hole, but
you can.
Because
what you do with that hole is up to you.
What's the point in sharing the love seat style seating if you can't make out with your cardboard partner?
Exactly. Especially when you
thought it was a bad idea. I'm sorry. I don't want a cardboard partner. You can have your own. I'm not saying you can't have a cardboard partner.
What if it was a cardboard partner of Ryan Reynolds?
That would be lovely. But I don't want to make out with him and cuddle with him. Like I have no interest.
He would make me fall asleep during the movie. So
he would be like looking at you, and he'll have like the voice will be coming out. He'll just you can push a button and then you can have Ryan Reynolds talking.
I don't even need for him to speak to put me out. To make me fall asleep.
To put out on him. No, what?
So that was my first of the worst for Alex. My second of the worst comes from the homelessness episode where you said we should abolish houses.
Yes, I was going to add that in my law-breaking
in your law-breaking category.
Hold on. Abolishing houses.
Hey, hold on. I'm going to say why it's not a bit.
Hold your horses, Alex. Let the lady speak.
I don't want all the people outside. Nobody knows how to handle themselves outside, and there's going to be all these people just wandering around, not knowing what to do, causing a ruckus because there's all these houses around and nobody's allowed in them. It's just not going to be a fun time.
People are going to learn real quick that how to survive, or they won't. Just how it goes.
They won't.
It's true.
They probably won't.
Very true.
And you have a bunch of rule breakers that try and stay in the houses, and then it's like really bad.
Because then you have to go in to tell them to get out.
Exactly.
So then you're breaking the law to go get them out. So you can't even enforce it.
Yes, you can. Because then the police crane shows up, and it lifts the roof off of the house.
This is very expensive.
Well, there's no police station because there's no houses, there's no buildings.
How can they get the crane there? You can't go inside the crane, can you?
Oh, you can have an open air crane head. It's okay.
This screams chaos. Just
so yeah, this is my second of the worst of the ideas, and my third of the worst ideas, of course, is the wall-mounted papoose.
The wall-mounted papoose. That's a bad idea.
Those are my pilings of the worst.
I'm kind of glad Alex goes last because I feel like it's just going to be an unleashing upon us both.
No, honestly, I had a real difficult time finding some really just bad ideas. I know when I look back, I was the one who was definitely making the most bad ideas. I'm not even going to argue that one. Or I'd like to think of as creative and thought-provoking.
Here's the thing. In emergency situations, they always state the obvious because people will disregard the obvious thinking that someone else has that. In an emergency, you call 911 because everybody else is going to think someone else is calling 911. That's how I think of Alex's ideas. You have to have bad ideas out there. Otherwise, you can't build upon and make good ideas.
Exactly. And if you don't have bad ideas, then you can't have good ideas. There's no
No.
differentiation.
No,
You have to have bad
there's
ideas.
a balance.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to see, okay, this obviously doesn't work. Why doesn't this work? These are the reasons why this doesn't work. So this is how we can make something better.
But we do, I mean, your bad ideas are always entertaining.
Oh my God, I appreciate them so greatly.
Yeah, which is why I hate that you're ragging on them. I mean, come on, my electric shock ideas. There's a reason why I use it multiple times because it works.
Zap, zap, zap.
Especially, there have existed real products that use electric shock for things. Like, what about, remember back in like the late 90s or early 2000s where you had the weight loss thing where it would work your abs? That was
just
a different
electric shock. It was, but that was to make your muscles twitch, basically. But no, to like go on your things, there are negative reinforcement products out there that do work. I know for like severe cases of alcoholism, they give people anti-buse, which is a drug. It's a pill, I think. And for after you take the pill, I think it's 24 hours. If you have any alcohol, it makes you so violently sick. And it's supposed to pair violently sick behaviors with drinking alcohol. So you're less likely to drink alcohol. Actually, I think I'm using the term negative reinforcement incorrectly. It's still positive reinforcement.
It's positive punishment is what you're saying. Positive punishment is where positive means adding, and then whether you're reinforcement or a punishment. So it's positive punishment when you add
something,
basically something bad.
But I like that we're kissing Alex's ass right before he's about to dig into ours.
He's gonna rip out our souls.
No, maybe. All right, to get to my pilings of your guys' worst ideas, in my opinion, I'm going to start with Ajax. Number one was your idea from the frugality episode of taking tours of dumps. Is just so bad. So bad. I can imagine the smell.
So you're not coming with me?
No. God,
Fine.
no.
Of all the cats that were
no, you're not going to find any cats because even the cats don't want to go there because it smells like a dump.
I like how that was like a come on for Alex. Like, but there's cats.
No.
Because Alex is a huge cat lover. With all of his cats.
all of my cats. I get all of the cats. Give me cats. Cats.
That one sounded like skeet.
Ah, goddamn.
Goddamn.
Yeah, that was just an awful idea in my opinion.
Fine. I'm gonna be a professional dump tourer one day.
Great.
You watch her. She's gonna fulfill her dreams like this podcast has been doing.
She could take
dump tours.
She could show people her dumps all day.
All day dumps. Dumps all day.
Dumps all day.
She's gonna start a secondary podcast. Dumps all day, where she just travels
all day.
Just going to dumps.
And just does podcasting from the dumps. Like, this one's so much different than the other one.
Yeah. This one's got this community has a little bit more of a farming community, so there's a little bit more organic waste here, and a little bit more
notes of wheat,
yes,
grass.
Yes.
Oh, I see legs over there.
Oh, that's a body.
Yes. Apparently, according to my thoughts there, she's going to be a sommelier of dumps.
Yes.
If you want to see Ajax take tours of dumps and do podcasting from us, contact us at ideasalldaypodcast@gmail.com and let us know if you would listen to that podcast.
Dumps all day.
Dumps all day.
Dumps all. Oh, God, it sounds so bad when you say it that like it just sounds so bad.
Just you wait, guys. Dumps all day.
Dumps all day.
Now, for my second top worst idea was your divorce party from the weddings episode.
That was actually cut out. That's how bad that was.
What? You cut that out?
I cut that out. I cut that idea out for time because that was a super long episode. Here's a little snippet from Ajax's divorce party from our weddings episode.
My other idea was divorce parties. So it's not really weddings, the after wedding. It's if you want to get a divorce, usually divorces are all like not the happiest things. I haven't had a divorce, so I'm not sure yet. but
You're looking forward to your divorce party.
I know, but like divorce party, why not?
Your divorce party idea, which was so bad that Kate had actually cut it out of the episode because it was just so bad.
Ooh.
It was more so because it didn't fit with the theme of the episode.
I'll try to be more thematic next time.
I know.
Jeez.
Yeah, so bad.
Come on.
But still, going back to your divorce party idea, it's just such a bad idea. You're literally having a party at a wedding with people that are divorced. I mean, you're literally celebrating the end of a marriage during the start of a marriage. And
Hey, it could happen.
No, it's so bad. Like, you could have a different party somewhere else after the wedding with people that are divorced, like a singles party for divorcees, but it should have nothing to do with the wedding whatsoever.
That kind of reminds me of people who propose at other people's weddings.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just it's in bad taste.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or that person who gets up, who's drunk, who's divorced, and then starts saying, and you know what? I know this is going to be great for the first 5-6 years, but then after that, it's all downhill, and she ain't good enough for you, and you're just going to be right like where I am.
Oh my
I need a
gosh.
hug.
Alex, can you be during my themed wedding with, you know, you can be your own character. You can be your part of the wedding if you want. Can you be that divorce guy?
Yeah. Oh, I already am. So I've got my 2 big ideas, but of course, I always have honorable mentions. First
Good.
honorable mention was actually brought up by Kate, the candy catapult. And I disliked it for a different reason. Because obviously a catapult, not the superior siege engine. It doesn't go as far. It doesn't. It's not as complex.
You wanted a trebuchet.
Yes, if it was a candy trebuchet, I might have put it on the top list. It should have been cut from the episode. It was so bad.
It was so bad.
Oh man.
And you did, and you still brought up catapult. So you deserve this honorable mention against you.
All right, got it. I'm the worst.
And your second honorable mention, I think we can all agree is terrible, is your from the vendors episode with your spaghetti squash, forget about it, bullcrap.
No! I put that in my best of.
That's great, and that's your opinion. But as we know, your opinion's wrong. And
I agree about the name.
Yeah. Oh, the name is so bad.
As someone who wants to do a professional naming company,
yeah,
the name was bad.
Wait, hold on. Not in the episode. You were super all about, oh, forget about it. It sounds great. Oh.
I was against the name too. I said it was insensitive.
Yeah. After I brought that part up to all my Italian brothers and sisters, I apologize again.
The Italian populace. She apologized.
Yeah, she didn't mean it.
Some of our ideas have come to fruition recently, and I am waiting for that spaghetti squash truck to come along.
I really want to have this truck.
I will order food from a spaghetti squash truck. So people, if you have a spaghetti squash truck, email us ideasallDayPodcast@gmail.com or Instagram us. Like, we want to see a picture of your spaghetti squash truck and what you named it at Ideas All Day Podcast.
At Instagram.
Or a picture of your Oscar Mayer Wienermobile or your Planters Nutmobile.
I would not be opposed to seeing those as well.
Yep. All
right. Well, thank you for your pilings, Alex, for my worst ideas that should never have been said or that were never heard because they were that bad.
And now on to Kate. I had to try and pick the creme de la creme as best I could that I felt were just straight up just bad. Now, I didn't want to be offensive or be mean about it. These are just ones I really felt were just, and it was actually harder than I thought to give you more credit where credit is due. It was harder than you might think to pick the worst of the worst. Here are the 2 I came up with. Number 1, we're really harkening back to episode, I believe it was episode 2 with the tables. With your table safe idea thingy that like had the flip up part with the safe on the inside. The bookcases on. I mean, I still can't even picture it.
I would still like that table. I would love a bookcase table. I have so many books.
It didn't make any sense.
I know.
And then it had a safe that you couldn't move the table
because there was all that space. I figured, why not a safe?
No. That's it to keep it light and movable, so you can vacuum
Not with
around it.
dogs.
Not this table. This table.
this table
This
was
table's
not
here
meant to-
forever.
Table's there because it's built. They built the safe into the floor, and then you built the table around it. That's probably
And
what
then you
happened.
built the
That
house
wasn't-
around the table.
All right, for the second bad idea, and this actually might come a little bit as a surprise. Not really. It was terrible. It came from the holiday gift idea. Your meme gifts. The meme gifts. It
Oh.
pained me so much.
I thought you said the mean gifts.
No,
I was
no,
giving
no,
out
no,
mean
no.
gifts.
No, the memes. The memes.
You open up a card. I hate you. Look, Kate. The mean gifts.
Yeah, open up a card and it's a pop-up of a middle finger.
You open a box, a punching glove on a spring comes out and
Yep.
hits you in the face.
It's like the sparkle box where you open it and then glitter gets everywhere.
Explodes. Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Except
the
instead of glitter,
meme-
it's cat shit.
But the meme
Yes.
gifts.
The memes.
I'm surprised you didn't go pool noodles with that one.
No.
That was almost on my list.
Yeah, I remember you guys didn't like pool noodles.
No.
Pool
Nope,
noodles.
nope. Too many. All the uses in the world. No, it didn't. No.
There's a lot of use. I stand by that. There's a lot of uses for pool noodles.
Mhm,
You just gotta
Sure.
be creative.
Yeah. No. And then just sending people memes as a gift. I mean, come on.
I meme my mom all the time.
Yeah, all the time. But for Christmas, like for a gift.
I give her Christmas themed memes.
Yeah. Here, happy Merry Christmas. I gave you a meme.
Here you go.
Yeah, I do. I meme a lot. So
Okay.
I stand by that. I can
Look,
see why you're
I-
categorizing it in the bad pile. get it.
I am all for memes. Don't get me wrong. I am all for them, but just not as a gift.
Oh my goodness, listeners, Instagram us or Facebook us with your favorite memes because I do love memes and I love having more memes in my arsenal to give out.
To
So
your
yes,
memery, as we would call it.
Please Insta and Facebook us your memes.
Kate needs them for her memery.
I do. I need to gift them.
She's got memery
Help
glands.
me give to others the gift of memes.
Especially if your meme is making out with Matt Damon.
Or if your meme is all ideas all day related, make us memes. I want to see your memes.
That sounds so dirty.
Now, on to your honorable mentions. Number 1 comes from the holiday movie episode. I think it was a holiday scary story. No, it was a movie episode. The boy girl movie is how I described it. The most convoluted.
I think I cut that.
Did you freaking cut everything?
That was the scary movie, scary story ideas.
All
About-
your worst ideas
remember
are being
this.
cut.
This was my idea about having nice guy
Yes,
and
the nice guy.
and like the good girl. How it's really dark and twisty, and that kind of mind frame can become really toxic. Yes, I cut that. I cut that idea out of
Because
the
it was so
podcast.
bad. Yeah,
Because it was so bad.
So I explained that idea so poorly. I am surprised that it wasn't on the top too. That was how bad that idea was.
The only reason it didn't end up on the top 2 is because I couldn't explain it or still figure out what it was. So I couldn't even really call it other than a bad idea because I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make any sense.
That, I don't even know if I still have audio of that. I think I've erased that from like history. There's a Vine or a TikTok of a kid who's like trying to explain a question, and he's just like, do you know when you want to, and you do, and like that's how me explaining this movie idea was. It was so bad.
Didn't make any sense
It
at all.
made
No.
0 sense. The story was following 2 people, a guy and a girl, but like separate. They were on their separate little journeys. And how I described it sounds like they were trying to get together, the 2 separate people. It was so confusing. It was so convoluted. I completely forgot about that until you just brought it up now.
Yep.
Wow. That's how bad that was. I tried
Yeah.
to permanently erase it from my memory.
Yep. And that's why I'm now. This is a extra honorable mention. Then all your cutting of the good shit, all the things that I either hate or like, you're keeping all the bad ideas out.
Okay.
You gotta keep the good bad ideas in.
Here's a question for you, Alex. Can you give me an example besides the two that we had this episode from my really shitty Halloween scary story idea and from Ajax's not appropriate divorce party from the wedding episode? Can you specifically tell me a thing I cut that was so hilarious and so good?
Fact is, you've cut two things that
were awful.
We're
Yes,
awful,
but
but
they were
also
awful,
in
hilarious
the worst
because
ideas.
of the when we tear them apart is the funny part.
I cut Ajax's idea, one, for time, and two, it didn't belong in that episode. I cut mine because one, it was awful, and two, for time.
Yeah, cutting anything for time is just not an excuse. For your next honorable mention, it's really a category. It's pretty much any of your ideas. They're just the worst. And when I was thinking of it, going through it, and it kind of would sound a little weird when I say that, because obviously in the last episode I had picked some of your best ideas. But I was thinking it's like picking the prettiest turd out of the toilet bowl. No matter what, you're still left with a pile of shit.
Thanks, Alex.
It's just not in the toilet bowl.
No, and it's nice and polished, and you can display it.
I think I'm gonna cry.
I wouldn't want to polish the shit. That's a bad job.
No. I have one more thing, and this is actually an honorable mention, because it really combines for both of you.
Ooh.
And it's a category because it's basically anything involving physical activity.
Yeah.
And this is about me. Don't worry, it's like your food thing.
Yeah.
It's just basically, it's me, because I want to live my life like a sloth. And if I can literally conserve as much energy as possible and move as little as possible, that's my ideal life. Both of you had ideas that involved movement or exercise, physical activity. Yeah, exactly. It was all terrible.
It was all painful for Alex.
Yeah, exactly. It hurt my insides.
It does. It does hurt your insides.
Exactly.
If you're doing it right,
lot.
it does.
Exactly.
If this episode has taught you anything, we do not always have good ideas.
Especially Kate.
Especially Alex.
Especially me.
I like how you're like, especially me.
Because mine were
being
cut.
left out.
That's right. Yours got cut.
Cut.
Cut
even make
too.
Got cut. So maybe we should thank our listeners, guys.
Yes, thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Listening to our worst ideas. Thank you.
I feel like this is a great episode of the worst ideas.
I'm looking forward to getting back to our regularly scheduled program, but I'm also really excited about getting special guests in the near future. You can listen to us at any major podcasting platform, Spotify, iTunes. We have a YouTube page, Anchor, Stitcher. We have a Facebook page. Come on over there. If you have any ideas for any future topics, please contact us at ideasallDayPodcast@gmail.com. Contact us if you have a podcast and you want to do a collaboration. Let us know. We have an Instagram, so if you have any of those weird ass cars or memes you want to share with us, you can reach us at Ideas All Day Podcast. But yeah, no, I think that's it.
Nice.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.